Xbox hits another home run. We have more information on the survival game coming from Blizzard, and the X screen is going to start shipping in February. Welcome back to another video, guys. If you enjoy daily content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So last year we got just an insane announcement, in my opinion, and it was that MLB The Show was going to be launching into Xbox Game Pass on day one. And the reason I think that was insane is because Sony San Diego creates MLB The Show, which is a first-party PlayStation studio, and they are putting this game into a service on their competing platform, whereas players on the PlayStation platform still had to go out and pay full price for the game. They could have put it into PlayStation Now or done something along those lines, but they decided not to do that. And it looks like because of the success from MLB The Show 21, MLB The Show 22 is going to be doing the same thing, launching day one to Xbox Game Pass, as well as releasing on multiple platforms, including the Nintendo Switch. Now, this is an absolute home run for Xbox and for Xbox Game Pass. For one, the show is an incredible sports game, an incredible baseball game. It is extremely deep. Even if you aren't really into baseball or sports, you probably could find some enjoyment out of this. I mean, baseball is one of those sports that is really fun to play in the video game form. If you think back to like the older games like Ken Griffey Jr. and stuff like that, just amazingly fun games, even if you're just doing like the home run derby. There's also Road to the Show, which is an actually very deep RPG, just in the form of you being a baseball player trying to make it to the major leagues. I absolutely love the show. I'm going to play the heck out of the show 22. I played a lot of the show 21 as well. So really excited to see this. Now, this game launches into Xbox Game Pass on April 5th. That's also when the game just launches to everybody else. It will be available on Xbox, PlayStation, and this year now on the Nintendo Switch as well. Now, what's kind of annoying though with this release, if you're deciding not to get into Xbox Game Pass to play it, is that it still has that annoying Sony pricing with their first party games, where the next generation version is $10 more than the previous generation version. I mean, this is also with other sports games as well, like NHL, Madden. Those games do the same thing, and it's just kind of annoying that they're doing that for people who have an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. But hey, you don't have to worry about that if you're in the Xbox ecosystem, because it will be available on Game Pass. And it's not only going to just be available via console, it's going to be available also with the cloud gaming feature, so you're going to be able to check this game out on your phone if you want to through an internet browser, which is great to see. What else is great is that it also has full cross-platform play, cross saves, and cross progression across all three systems: PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox, which, I mean, that's always great to see, that ecosystem opening up so everybody can just play together. Now, this obviously just makes a ton of sense for Sony and for the MLB to want to do this, because the MLB makes a ton of money off of this game. Sony will make tons of money off of this game, and they saw the success of MLB The Show 21 last year, releasing it on multiple platforms, putting it into Xbox Game Pass. So it says here, The Show 21 exceeded Sony Interactive Entertainment's expectations, resulting in increased quarterly profits, and the company specifically credits the game's launch on platforms outside of the PlayStation ecosystem, such as the Xbox One and the Xbox Series X and S. So, I mean, even Sony recognizes that if they put their games on multiple platforms into a larger ecosystem, they are going to be making more money. And when they look at things like this, I mean, I think Sony understands this. I think that they know that at some point they are going to have to release more of their games on multiple platforms. If they want to increase their quarterly profits, they want to increase their profits per game. And I see them doing that. I think the only reason they probably aren't doing it at this point is because they still have their model of needing to push their consoles out there and getting a big install base. So once they have the massive install base, maybe we'll see more first party games at least launching on PC. And the other reason I think they aren't doing it is just for that brand recognition amongst their fans. They know there's so much loyalty just to that PlayStation box, and they are definitely worried about how taking their games away from just releasing on a PlayStation console to other platforms will affect the brand notoriety and will affect the thoughts that fans have about the PlayStation brand. And I mean, further to this, just looking at the sales when this game released last year, I remember being pretty surprised and actually really cool to see that the show was doing as well as it was. And obviously the main reason was the multi-platform. And it says here, the show 21 debuted as both the best-selling game of April 2021 as well as the third best-selling game of 2021 year to date. Launch month dollar sales of MLB The Show 21 set a new franchise high, obviously correlation to the multi-platform release. And then on top of that, by like July, I believe, they had amassed like over 4 million players since the launch. So this is an article from July. Yeah, so that's huge, especially for a sports game that isn't Madden. I mean, Madden is the biggest one out there in terms of the sales every single year. The MLB The Show does well. It always did okay on PlayStation, sold a decent amount of copies. But now that's coming out on everything, this game is going to be one of the best-selling games every single year. I think maybe not in the top 3 or anything, but I think it will always be pretty high on that list. So MLB The Show 22 coming to Game Pass and Xbox gamers. The Game Pass ecosystem, the Xbox ecosystem, wins again, hits another home run when it comes to this. Not going to have to go out and spend full price on this game. And it is a yearly sports game, a yearly release. And if it's not the only game you play every year, having to go out and spend like $90 is, I'd say, asking a lot, especially if you're getting that next generation version of the game. So last week we heard about how Blizzard was working on a brand new IP and it was going to be a survival game. When first hearing about this, we saw it through the jobs board for Blizzard, and they announced that they were working on this IP and they needed people to come help bring it out and develop it. So initially probably thought that this was a brand new idea that they were just beginning to start working on, but it looks like they've actually been working on this game and it's been in development for almost 5 years. So the game is being led by Craig Amay, who said on Twitter that it started off just as a humble pitch on the PC, and he previously was on the World of Warcraft team before leaving that team and then joining this new survival IP team in July of 2017. In fact, the game has actually been played for many hours, and Mike Ibarra, the head of Blizzard, has said here, "I've played many hours of this project with the team, and I'm incredibly excited about the team's vision and brand new world that presents for players to immerse themselves in together. Join us to help make it a reality." Another little interesting piece of information here is that Jeffrey Virtue, who is the executive producer at Teamfight Tactics at Riot, co-led this game between 2019 and 2021, and last week had this to say, saying this is a project that will have a big impact on the industry. So we don't know what that means. I mean, World of Warcraft had a massive impact on the industry if you look at just the success and the overall cultural impact that game had. And maybe this will be the same at some point in the future if it becomes as big as that. We don't know, but Blizzard generally has a decent track record at releasing games that are very, very successful. So we'll see what this is all about. I'm excited about it. Been in development for 5 years. We don't know how many of those years were just like conceptualization and stuff like that. So we don't know how much longer we will have to wait before maybe we see a trailer, a gameplay trailer or something along those lines for this survival game, maybe at E3. But I can't wait to just kind of see what the overall idea is that Blizzard has for this new game. And hey, this will probably be a Game Pass game because I assume this game isn't going to be releasing before the deal between Activision, Blizzard, and Microsoft and Xbox is complete. And one last thing here, Jamie Woods, who was a former art director on Fable, is also now working at Blizzard as the lead lighting artist for this game. So very interesting connection there between Xbox going over to Blizzard and then going to be back at Xbox once the deal and the acquisition is finalized. All right, to end things off here, I just wanted to quickly talk about the X screen for the Xbox Series S. This is something I saw last year, and I talked about it when it first popped up on Kickstarter because I thought it was a pretty neat and interesting concept of turning the Series S that is already small and I guess considered portable just for bringing with you on the go to like hotel rooms or whatever, into an even more portable console. So if you are traveling on a train or anywhere with a power outlet where you're going to be able to actually power on your Series S, you can now game right there with this new product called the X screen. So they met their goal a while ago, but it is now officially shipping at the end of February, and you can go ahead right now and still pre-order it for $250 US. So it's a 1080p 60 hertz IPS display, 11.6 inches. And I think one of the biggest things that people are worrying about with this screen is it going to be affected by the big fan here on the Series S? Will that hurt the screen? But apparently the X screen, when it's closed, the HDMI CEC shutdown commands are sent to the Series S to execute shutdown action, protecting the Xbox and the X screen. So that's a good thing. On top of that, there's no extra really cables you'll need besides, I guess, the power cord to power on your Series S. So it seems like they've kind of thought about everything. It has built-in speakers. You can also plug in like your headphones into it. And overall, I think it's a pretty neat product. We'll see how it functions in the wild. We'll see how many people like it and buy it. We've seen screens like this in the past for like the PlayStation 1, the GameCube, and those have generally, I think, been decently popular. So I think this is something that, you know, it makes the console more portable. And maybe even if you want to just use it at home, if you don't have enough displays to plug in a Series S, or somebody's on your TV playing something else or watching TV, you'll have this option available. So I just want to let you guys know it is shipping if this is something you're interested in picking up. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments below. Are you excited that MLB The Show 22 is coming onto Xbox Game Pass? Are you excited for that unannounced survival game from Blizzard? And what do you think about the X screen? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, you like what you saw throughout this video, I'd appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.
We'll be right back.